Pilots,
Hello
get ready for
YouTube,
action.
and
Let's
welcome
go.
back to World of Warships. Wait a minute, this isn't Warships. What's going on? Wadres only does Warships. Well, actually, as a matter of fact, I don't. And to make this point rather plain, plain, well, here I am playing a battle in World of Warplanes the other day, and yes, I do happen to play some other games. Granted, World of Warships is the one that takes up the vast majority of my time lately, but I do occasionally slip over into something else. And since I've gotten my new computer, one of the ones that I've been enjoying slipping into every now and then is this absolutely amazing combat flight simulator game, World of Warplanes, and I've just been absolutely enjoying it the last few days especially, because with my new computer, which has a reasonably powerful internet connector, I am actually being able to load into matches in a reasonable amount of time. Where I was with my previous computer, my internet isn't exactly sorry. My internet connection is not exactly slow. However, my internet card on my previous computer was not the greatest. So it would, even though I may have been connected to the internet card was occasionally having trouble talking to it, to the point where I would load into a match after the match had already been started, and the match had been going on to the point where I had even been killed at least once or twice before I even got to actually do anything. So, now that I'm on my new computer, which has a substantially more powerful internet card, I'm actually loading in with seconds to spare before the match starts. With the result being, I can actually pull off some reasonably good battles now. Now, granted, I was pulling off some occasionally decent battles before on my old computer, even though I was still getting killed at least once before I could actually pilot my aircraft. But now, I can actually get in and I can do a reasonable amount regardless. And this is showing even more so in this absolutely phenomenal match. And that's actually the reason for the Warplanes video today, is because this one match in my Spitfire Mark I, which I've only just recently unlocked.
Alert pilots. Large enemy force spotted over the airfield.
Just absolutely floored me with how well I did. Now, I don't know if this was just due to my particular target selection, my maneuvering, or whatever, but I just started raking in points left and right, and it just, they didn't seem to stop coming. And one of the things you'll notice is I haven't even been shot down yet. In fact, I've barely even been shot at. So, I don't know if that just says a lot towards the Spitfire's maneuverability also, which I suppose it probably does. But even at that, the sheer capabilities of this plane are incredible. Now, one of the reasons why I do enjoy World of Warplanes quite so much is because back in the day, back when I was still growing up, my dad was in the Air Force. One of the games that he enjoyed playing was Combat Flight Simulator, and he kind of got me into it. Well, as time went on, he kind of got out of the combat flight sim stuff, just having to focus more on work, especially after he retired from the Air Force. But I've always enjoyed playing Combat Flight Sim, especially Combat Flight Sim 2 and Combat Flight Sim 3 when it came out. Both of those, in my opinion, were very phenomenal Combat Flight Sim games. Even when I moved over to consoles a little bit more primarily the last few years, the games that I enjoyed were games like Secret Weapons over Normandy on the PS2. You've also got a couple of other games that I'm kind of forgetting the titles of right at the moment. But mainly World War II dogfighting simulators. But the one that always kind of kept me intrigued was always Combat Flight Sim 3, just for the sheer number of aircraft, and above all else, the aircraft that it represented. And one of my favorite aircraft, even back then, was always the Supermarine Spitfire. It was just a beautiful aircraft, and even in Combat Flight Sim 3, even up against squadrons of, say, Me-262s, I could just wreak all kinds of havoc on just randomly generated maps and battles. And, well, that's something that's actually transferred over into World of Warplanes. And, oh, by the way, somebody finally shot me down. I only scored, what, 13,000 points before they did? So, yeah.
You'll soon be cut off from support.
But I've actually just been enjoying playing World of Warplanes the last few days. I've been pushing to unlock the B-17D, which is the first American bomber you can unlock. I'm working towards the B-17G, which is actually one of my favorite World War II bombers. And just beyond that, I've just been having fun trying to, I guess, accomplish some of the game missions and whatnot. Now, one of the things that I do want to apologize for rather profusely is, I've noticed recently in my videos that I've got a number of them where some frames have been dropping. And the only thing that I can chalk that up to is my editing software. Because my OBS recording, when I go in and watch the videos straight, they're perfectly smooth. So whatever's going on, it's whenever I transfer the video files into Lightworks to start working on them, and it's just like it drops frames left and right. I'm trying to figure out how I can get around that, but because I am working with the free version of Lightworks, I'm not incredibly optimistic that I can actually get to work it out. So, but until I do, if I do, I hope that you all can just bear with it. Unfortunately, for warplanes, it's a little bit more of a problem than, say, with World of Warships, just because there's so little that goes on with warships between instances where it's like you don't really miss too much.
Well done.
But when you're working with World of Warplanes, where things can change drastically in just a matter of seconds, it is a little bit more problematic. So I would not expect to see me posting many more Warplanes videos in the near future. But this was just one of those cases where the battle went so well, such a great result that I had to share it. Anyway, on that note, I shall move on, let you all go. Look at that string of medals. I mean, my god. That's insane. Anyway, moving on, I'll let you all go. Take care, happy hunting, and I hope to catch you all next time. Stay safe out there. And please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel.